Now it's your turn.
All right, Meow. We're recording Meow.
All right.
So, you want to intro it? Let's go.
What's hatching, Toga Peeps? Superius here with episode 2 of the one and only Storm Drain with the man, myth, legend, and porn star.
What the fuck is up, YouTube? It's your boy Garrett420 for real here. With my boy Superius, with a 5.
Yep, with
so,
the 5.
So let's hit off episode 2 and let's try to make this one under 30 minutes. How about that,
Yeah.
Ant?
That'd be good for me.
So, what we want to talk about? Let's start this off.
So, everybody wants us to stay Pokemon related, metagame based.
I think
so,
porn would be more suiting. Wait,
well,
I mean
you
Pokemon.
know, we got to keep this a little bit good for the kiddies. Because the 14 and under crowd is the majority of our subscribers.
Yeah, it is.
So, we're going to talk about things that, since last gen, have changed that are drastically affecting the metagame. And we're gonna spotlight 2 Pokemon in particular who are underperforming like crazy. But since you've started playing, Derek, what are some things you've noticed that are changed in the metagame that have completely altered the landscape of Pokemon Wi-Fi battling?
Let's see. Honestly, in this gen, the whole explosion thing really threw me off. Now you don't have to worry about explosion happening, running rampant. A whole team of exploders. You know what I mean? That's a great thing. And the sleep mechanics is one thing that really pisses me off too, because that's, if you switch out, it should keep the sleep count. That's all I'm saying, because that's kind of dick, because one of your Pokemon is intoxicated.
Right. Well, that also ruined rest.
Exactly, except for Shedskin Scrafty.
Right. Well, for those of you who aren't aware what we're talking about the sleep mechanic changing to where, like, say if you use the move rest, normally you'd stay asleep for 2 turns. Well, say you rest, stay in a turn, you'd wake up your next turn. But say you have to switch out. When you come back in, you will have to start your turns over again and wait an additional 2 turns to wake up. Well, that goes with any kind of sleeping whatsoever in this generation.
That is a
bit. Yeah. And because, well, Sleep Talk isn't even a TM anymore, I don't think. That would be so nice for Sleep Talkers.
Right.
But unless you import them from last gen, half the Sleep Talkers are straight out because almost nobody learns that move naturally.
It was a TM, so.
Yeah.
That's why. But, Sleep Talk would be a good move this generation, but. Fuck. I don't really run it. I don't ever run a Sleep Talker.
Right. So I very rarely ran Sleep Talk, even in 4th gen.
What about Taunt and Encore? Because I actually noticed that one earlier. I was like, okay, taunt this thing. What?
Right.
My shit only lasted 3 turns? I was like,
Yep.
oh. And, I let the Mew die, so I was like, what the fuck?
For those of you who don't know, the mechanic on Taunt and Encore has been removed, or has been reduced. Before, Encore, I believe, could go from 3, I believe it was all the way up to 7 turns.
Yep.
And Taunt was what, 3 to 5?
Something like that.
Well, now it is set at the lowest setting at 3. So you're only going to get 3 out of it no matter what. And that's just...
You stay in the setup and it bites you in the ass.
All right.
That's what I did, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Some Pokemon can stay in through 3 turns of Taunt, and it won't affect them.
Right.
It's just not as effective as it was before. Or even Encore. I can stay Encored for 3 setup moves as long as I can take a few hits. Most Encore Pokemon can't lay down any hits.
It's exactly. That's why they are Encore in Pokemon.
Right.
Because they only support, which is, which fucking bites them in the ass if they get taunted.
Exactly.
Like, no attacking moves. Why would you do that?
Exactly. Well, one thing that, you notice is this will be the very first thing you notice when you get on your first Wi-Fi battle in 5th gen is the team preview.
Oh, God. That's a killer, dude. Electivire can't lurk around corners waiting for that, Thunder Wave to come in.
Right.
No, they know it's going to happen.
Right. It really affects strategy that came out of the 4th gen. Like you said, Pokemon that absorb, like Heatran to absorb fire moves or Will-O-Wisps, or Electivire to absorb electric attacks.
Right.
Or even Pokemon that don't like normal types. If they're expecting a
Shadow
ghost type,
Ball. Yeah,
exactly.
they
It,
fucking switch it on their normal type, but then
right.
you can predict that now because you see what the fuck they got, and you're like, okay, what's gonna counter my ghost the best? A
Exactly.
normal. Hey, let's go for the Focus Blast.
Exactly.
And it just plays out to like it takes the whole fun of the predicting. Well, you gotta predict anyway, but still, it still
Right.
like makes it obvious to what to predict.
Right. Well, it changed the way you have to predict. Before you just say, "Hey, this is what the majority of people are running. This is what I want to look out for in the game."
Right.
As to where, hey, he knows my team, I know his team. What is he going to think that I'm going to do in this situation? And instead of just saying, "Hey, this is a smart play that should be done," it's, "Oh shit, I know what he has. What's he going to do with it?"
Right. It's like what's gonna come in to take this obvious move, and that's pretty much how it
Exactly.
goes.
Exactly. Well, one thing that I've noticed with that, which I mean can be beneficial, is if you have something that you know can just wreck balls, you can destroy the counters on his team and then set up perfectly with that Pokemon.
Right.
That was one. I mean, with Natore, or not Natore, he's not called that anymore. Ferrothorn,
Ferrothorn.
with him only being weak to fire and fighting moves, if I know to take out 2 or 3 Pokemon, then I can bring them in and set up and curse sweep, which I have done, not to brag. But I mean, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to get sweeps if you know what is on their team to threaten your
Yeah,
sweeping
exactly.
Pokemon.
Because I totally forgot. I was watching team preview earlier, and I was looking at the team preview earlier, and I totally just looked over the scissor. And I come in with my Scrafty, and I start bulking up, and then comes the scissor. I'm like, fuck!
Yeah.
Ah, I forgot about this thing. I'd have got that thing out the way from the start. I'd have baited it and got it the fuck out the way, but no.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
And you can't play Wi-Fi Pokemon without running into Drought and Drizzle. That being
I
in
got
the
wrecked by
OU
one yesterday.
metagame, yeah, that being in the OU metagame has completely shifted how teams are being created.
It's just fucking like instant. All right, here's an instant badass team. Let's just throw Drizzle on it. Everything's fucking super powered.
Oh,
In the
right.
fucking in the rain and sun. Oh, overheats massive in the sun. Fuck. Why not
Right.
just make a team? Why does it have to be sandstorm, hail, water, drought, drizzle, all that nonsense? But whatever. Hey,
Yeah.
I stray away from that shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of using weather teams. I mean, I've used the Sandstorm teams in my day. They're exceptionally good teams.
Right.
But I don't try to build a Sandstorm or a Drizzle team. I mean, unless it's like some gimmick team.
I just built a drought team for my 420 special, but hey, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, and especially Drought with V Create Victini. Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's clever, dude. Wow,
Well,
I think
I've run into that a couple times already. You
that's
can't
fucking.
stop that thing.
No, even if you resist it, you're dead. Who gives
Right.
a fuck?
4 times. I mean, even if you bring in like a Kingdra or some, I mean, unless you're bringing in a Flash Fire Pokemon, you are shafted.
I'm gonna put that on my team and I'm gonna battle you with it.
Yeah. And like I said, with Team Preview, you're gonna see the Ninetales and the Victini,
And then you're gonna be
they're
thinking,
gonna right,
my
they're gonna
life is
see what's
doomed.
on your team, so they're gonna know what they have to knock out to just bring in Victini and rape shit.
Victini
So
is a monster. I don't know why the fuck's it UU. Like that totally blows my mind. But I'm gonna use it. Hey, I'm gonna use it until it goes OU.
oh, it'll be OU next. It
And
wasn't OU because it didn't have what Fusion Bolt or whatever the heck it's
yeah,
called.
it's Fusion Bolt is his
Bolt and
his
V
electric
Create
V Create.
were released like the last week of the testing.
Right, and that's really the selling point for Victini now.
Oh,
It's
exactly.
pretty nice that it learns quick attack too, I must say. But hey,
Yeah, I saw that in your last battle.
I took it off now though.
Oh,
I switched out the Victini for another Victini, and it's gonna be even better. So I just found it didn't have enough speed for me.
nice. Well, one thing that I've seen with that Victini is if you can set up a trick room before you go for your first
Oh,
V create. I don't remember who I was watching a video with that. It
Flaming
was just
Spade.
awesome. Yeah, it might have been
Because
Spade.
Scissor was just telling me how to Flaming Spade. You brought a Victini with Trick Room. I was like, oh shit, that's clever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
clever.
That
Because
is a good
Victini is
strat.
a monster, dude. Victini can live a fucking hit like a monster, and
All right, straight 100 stats. I mean, it's up there on the level with Celebi and Jirachi, and
yeah,
it's got good stats. I mean, it doesn't have great typing.
No.
But
but Decreate makes up for everything that it lacks.
All right.
And the ability, okay, Victory Star Pro shit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
You barely miss any fucking attacks now because of that on all your pokes. Nice.
Right.
It's a good support poke for sure for that reason.
Yep. So another thing that I have written down to talk about is the Rotom forms getting the new typing.
That is a huge change.
Yeah.
Because now, super effective Shadow Ball is not super effective no more.
All right. Well, it made certain Rotom forms really good and made other ones really bad.
Rotom Wash is a fucking monster.
All right. Well, there's a reason it's OU.
Right, because it's a fucking monster.
Exactly. Only weak to grass.
Right. That's the best part about it.
It's bulky as shit.
Yeah, it is bulky as shit. I use a fucking defensive one. That's what I use. I never used a fucking offensive Rotom Wash.
Right. Well, what I loved about the Rotom forms from 4th gen, I mean, which it's still in this gen, is its raw stats are just so good. With almost virtually no EV investment, it can barely get one hit KO'd by anything.
Now misses like 128-bit.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna answer me. I got it working now, fool. I'm pretty sure it's recording. I hope so.
We had a little bit of trouble with the audio on this again.
But I hope it's in one fucking speaker at least. Hey, if it's only in one speaker, I'm sorry. I will fix it again. I'll just try to. Or at least smash my computer if it doesn't work. One or the other.
Right.
We have an awesome video for YouTube if I do. No, I'm just kidding.
But the Rotom forms were, I mean, the only other one I can remember seeing on the list before I even stopped looking was Rotom Fire, or the Heat form.
Right, the Easy Bake Oven.
Right. And that's the one I've used the most since the generation shift.
I have yet to make one, but I am gonna make one. One of every one of them, I guess now.
Right.
I saw a clever Rotom fan. Is that it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, with Confuse Ray Parafusion. It was pretty funny. It was pretty nice. I laughed. It walled the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I want to make the what was it called? Fridge form, the ice form one. Just because,
Rotom
I mean, ice electric type. It's the only ice electric type in the game, so it's got perfect stab coverage.
Yeah, you're right. I've only seen one like once or twice.
Well, it's weak to Stealth Rocks now.
Yeah.
With the ice. Oh, that pissed me off so bad.
Oh, that is true. I need a rapid spinner. Speaking of which.
Yeah. And that's one of the other things that it took away from Rotom was when it lost to Ghost typing, it can't spin block.
Right.
Which, I mean, I haven't come across a huge amount of rapid spinners this gen, but
no,
it was still a nice thing for it.
But yet, fucking Stealth Rock is still rampant everywhere.
All right, well, how much stuff is Stealth Rock weak in this metagame? A lot. Well, all the dragons are back, and I think the only dragon that isn't weak to it is Garchomp. Well, Haxorus is neutral.
Yeah, Haxorus is neutral, and what is that, Kyurem or whatever?
Yeah, I don't think it made OU this gen.
No, it didn't make OU this gen. It's UU, but still, it's still one of the dragons.
Right.
And he's
the ability Sturdy is so much more useful this generation.
I've been abusing it.
Dude, it's a free focus sash.
Yep, and then you can focus sash something else if you want to be a total dick, but hey.
Exactly.
Odd lot, Kyurem is weak to it. 2 times effective.
Yeah. But Sturdy, I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen Flaming Spade Aaron sweeps.
Right.
I mean, the Sturdy ability, I mean, I've seen Captain Ridley, I was watching some of his PO battles with him, and he had a Sturdy pain-splitting nose pass, and it would just wreck teams. We'd set up toxic spikes with Venomoth or Venonat and just destroy from that point. It was an insane combo to watch.
That sounds interesting.
But yeah, it was definitely a good abuse of the Sturdy ability. One more thing that I can think of that has really changed the metagame, and then we can move on, or you can try one more, is there are so many more plus 100 speed Pokemon this gen.
Oh God, dude!
I counted them before we recorded this, and they added 26.
Fucking dude, really? There's that many? Because dude, like
Yes.
I found my Gengar. I can't Life Orb it. Like I love my Life Orb Gengar, but 5th gen, it's not plausible.
Right.
It is not plausible to have that thing. I had to slap a scarf on that bitch to even make it effective.
Yeah.
And I just fucked up by not making it, timid scarf. But whatever.
Yeah. The last, I mean, like I said, there were 26 Pokemon added with 101 or higher speed.
It's
And
fucking
that's
crazy
26 out of 68.
that they added to this game. God damn, dude, that is sick.
Yeah, there are 68 Pokemon with above 100 speed, and 26 of
6 of
them
them
came
came from
this
this
gen.
gen. Yeah.
This gen alone.
That's pretty extreme there. That's all
Yeah,
I'm gonna say.
considering that most of the Pokemon above 100 speed, I mean at the very top of the list, are freaking Uber, that's a lot of plus 100 Pokemon that got added to the OU metagame.
Right.
Because not many that were added this gen are Ubers.
Not yet, at least. Well, I doubt there will be anyway.
Yeah, most of them that have that much speed, I doubt will make it to Uber that I was looking
But
at.
man, like that shifts the whole metagame a lot too, because everything is based by speed unless Trick Room is up.
Right. Well, before, you got to consider 100 was pretty much the base speed line you wanted to be able to beat.
Right. Now
You
it's
wanted
what,
your
fucking
Pokemon to
125?
outrun, right. You wanted to be able to outrun 100 base speed. Well, now there's so many Pokemon above that.
The bar has shifted.
Yeah, it's just insane.
So it's crazy. I was thinking about that. I was like, man, there's so much fast shit this generation. Like Terrakion, that motherfucker is quick as fuck. Like shit like
Right.
that, and he's a huge threat too. Anyway,
Right.
he can rip through teams by himself. And dude, like I don't know, whatever. There's too many fast Pokemon now.
Right. Well, the metagame is just so offensively based compared to the stally shit that people used to pull in 4th gen. It's just
That's nice for
mind
me.
numbing.
I like fucking fast pace, but yeah, at the same time, too fast could be a bad thing.
Right. It was just such a huge jump.
Not everybody was expecting this jump neither.
Right.
What were you expecting? Why change this shit honestly so hard?
Well,
Gradual change is understandable.
right. Well, you got to consider we're talking based completely off a competitive battling
Yeah, exactly.
attitude. And Game Freak, I don't care what anybody says, they do not change Pokemon games with competitive battling in mind at all.
I don't think so neither. It's probably for the kids.
Well, really, they don't make money off competitive battling.
No.
They make money selling the freaking games. And
Right.
I don't care. I mean, I don't know how many idiots I've seen. Oh, well, I don't know why Game Freak treats a competitive battling environment with such shit regard.
They don't care what fucking
Because,
exists.
I mean, until recently, with that King of the Chair tournament, Pokemon competitive battling was not really viewed at all in the game environment.
Of course not.
I
But
mean,
now, but now, it's starting to get somewhere. It's starting to get pretty big now.
right. I just want to make the point that Game Freak does not make their decisions when they change the mechanics of the game to
Maybe they will start.
specifically affect game or Wi-Fi battling or anything like that.
They might start.
Oh, right. It would be wonderful if they did.
Because Call of Duty's actually making the move to Treyarch is fucking. They just added a competitive playlist to your
Right.
game options, which puts the competitive rules into play, and they asked for that. It finally got to it. Maybe companies will start realizing the competitive scene is huge. No matter what game you play, the competitive scene is fucking huge.
All right.
Because Counter-Strike, game's over 10 years old. That
Right.
game's still, having world national tournaments for this shit with $50,000 cash prizes.
Yeah.
It's sick.
But this isn't the first game that the competitive environment is starting to shine on. I mean, some ones I can think of: Call of Duty, Halo,
Right. They're
stuff
all
like that,
the
all
gaming
online.
community. The gaming community as a general is fucking blown up.
Oh, right.
Over these past few years, the gaming community with YouTube and everybody commentating, which is great. You know what I mean? Fucking, that's giving the the gaming community something that they need, some recognition that, hey, there's a lot of us here that do this shit for fun.
Oh, exactly.
And, should be fucking, don't hate about it, just enjoy it. I know everybody got a little nerd in them.
Right. And we're getting off topic.
Oh well. That's what is this about, man? Whatever.
Right. All right, I've got 2 more things on my list to talk about, and they were recommended via comments, and they were 2 Pokemon that what most people are considering are underperforming. I mean, the first one is obvious. Mew went UU, which people are still having canaries about.
Dude, I'm using one right now, as a matter of fact. That thing is a fucking monster.
Oh, right.
Oh, God.
The thing that I think is keeping Mew behind this gen
Speed
is it's not very fast.
That's the only thing that I got wrong with it, you know what I mean?
And it's Psychic type.
Right.
Unfortunately, all of its useful moves are not Psychic type. So,
exactly.
I mean...
I just run Psychic on mine, plain and simple. Stab.
Right.
Hits hard. Fuck. That's all we need.
Right. The good thing about Mew is it can take a hit from just about anything. It's got solid stats. It's just not getting the usage because most of the stuff in the metagame outpaces it, and it can't switch in without getting 2-hit KO'd by a lot of stuff. But
Mew doesn't. No, I've noticed mine's been getting O-code. Maybe I'm just being a retard with it. I guess after rocks, that's understandable.
Right.
I keep forgetting about rocks. I don't have a rapid spinner on this team.
Yeah.
Which is biting me in the ass.
Yeah.
Who's the other poke?
The other poke is Wobbuffet.
Wobbuffet gets raped because of Encore changes. That's plain and simple, pretty much.
Right.
You can't stay. You got 3 hits to fucking, 3 turns to get hit, and Wobbuffet can only live maybe 2, if 2.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, Encore. I mean, Wobbuffet can lock you into a move. You can't switch out until it switches. So.
It's pretty much stallmate, pretty much, because what is Wobbuffet really gonna do to something?
Right. Well, if you're locked into a move like Swords Dance, or a boosting move,
it's no problem staying for 3 turns.
Well, there's nothing Wobbuffet can do to you if you're locked like that. I mean, it can taunt you and make you struggle yourself to death. Can Wobbuffet taunt?
No, he Encores.
Encores. Crap. I always get those 2 confused when I'm talking about Wobbuffet. But I mean...
I've never seen one, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, I've never battled one either. But its usefulness, like you said, is depleted with Encore being reduced to only 3, to where it could have been 7 before. And with so many insanely strong attackers, it can't switch in and take hits like it used to.
Right.
I mean,
it gets wrecked. It doesn't have any fucking stats to go with any of the usefulness. If it was like wall stature, that'd be nice. But
I mean, it's got a huge HP.
Yeah, it's got huge HP, but that only goes so far.
But what are its defenses? Like 68 or something like that?
Hold on. I could have swore I saw 40.
I could be mistaken. I've been looking through so many friggin' stats lately, my head hurts. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, Taunt completely destroys Wobbuffet too. And there are so many taunters running around.
I know I got one now.
And Team Preview?
58 defense, 58 special defense.
Okay, 58. I mean, with 190 HP is still not that great.
No, that only peaks him at a 584, so...
Right. But again, with Team Preview, you know one's coming, so you know to expect it. And that's another thing. Before, you could surprise the shit out of people with Wobbuffet, and there wasn't anything they could do about it, because you can't run. Unless you use, Shed Shell or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, you're right, that fucking little item.
But that was the only way to get away from it. I mean, unless you whirlwinded or something. But, I mean, even then it will Encore you if you weren't already locked into Whirlwind or Roar, and you'll be screwed.
Pretty much a good point.
Because the negative priority of Whirlwind and Roar, you can't get away from it that way.
Right. It'll Encore you into it.
Right.
No matter what.
But unfortunately, this gen, with, again, it has pure psychic type, which isn't great because there's just so much stuff that can wreck it.
But goes dark, dude, gets molested.
Right.
It gets
Plus,
molested.
with Zoroark,
I don't like that thing.
With its illusion, I mean, you switch in on, I mean, you bring Wobbuffet in on that, and you don't know, and then you get Dark, what's its special move? Dark Wave or whatever?
Dark, I don't know. Fuck.
I've never used one, so I don't know. It's Dark something. It looks like Dark Pulse, but it's not.
I'll find out in 2 seconds.
We'll call it Dark Diarrhea Attack. And you take one of those to the face, and Wobbuffet's pretty much going down after that. Because you'll probably get encored into that, and it won't be able to take a second hit. Plus, Wobbuffet, no recovery. What still has no recovery move, so unless you have leftovers, you're just getting destroyed each time you get hit.
Are you talking about Night Days?
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's a special attack.
But Wobbuffet just, I mean, without the element of surprise, with so many more powerful attackers and special attackers,
he's gonna get fucking molested. Cause
yeah, it's just the ability to not escape it does not outweigh its ability to get demolished with the more powerful attackers. And with Encore being reduced to 3 turns, unfortunately,
it hinders his fucking usefulness altogether.
Right. Completely. So that's everything that I have.
I don't have anything to talk about. I just throw my 2 cents in as we go.
All right. One thing we have left to do is
Spotlight.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Spotlight our good friend who I've known for a while.
I just picked up on him whenever you did that LOL video, and I laughed my fucking ass off at that shit. And I was like, let me go see who the hell he's talking about.
He is one of the funniest guys. He's
funny as fuck. YouTube. I subbed to him instantly. He made me laugh.
He is freaking hysterical. His name is Clouds Liberation. Link will be in the description.
Let's check this guy out. He's got jokes, and he's funny as hell. And he does a little Sonic racing or Sega Classics racing.
Yeah. Right now, he's doing a series called Clouds Liberation, beats the shit out of anybody who plays him at anything.
And he got his ass kicked today.
Yeah, I don't think he's won one of those episodes yet. It's his girlfriend kicking his ass 9 times out of 10, and it's just hysterical. Because they talk shit on each other the whole time and everything.
I saw him. I saw the record at the end. It was like 2-0. He's lost twice. But
yeah.
Clever name is clever though.
Yeah. But he's just hysterical. He does he does Pokemon battles, and his narrations there are always funny. He's always keeps your attention. He's a great narrator. Last time I checked before we did this, he was at 667 subs, and he should have more than me because let's face it, I'm not that entertaining.
Fuck no, you're not that entertaining. Just because you're old, everybody feels sorry for you. Yeah. Oh no, I'm just kidding. You are entertaining.
Everybody at my senior citizens residence is subbed to me, so you can suck my dick. They're faithful.
They are faithful. They were going after Scissor.
I know, right?
That was funny. I was like, no.
Yeah, apparently my subs are attacking people.
Oh God, that's funny.
That's right. You subs keep it up.
Keep it up, man. They're like, right. Only Derek could do that. What? And I was like, oh shit. Thanks for you being diehard and all. We appreciate it.
We'll have to link those comments in the subscription so people know what we're talking, or in the description so people know what we're talking.
He removed the original comment that started it.
Aww.
That's why he removed it. He said, dislike. No one can do that, but Derek 420 for real. And I was like, the dislike? Why? I was like, dude, that deserves my boy. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you removed it finally.
Yeah.
And apparently it stems all from you because, they love you so much. Because anyone who made 2 jizz is awesome. So
that's right.
That's what's kind of scary to think about, but okay.
Yeah, they're aces in my book if they can get me off. But I think that will... Do you have any dubstep?
Oh, shit. Let me go back. All right. Got a new song by Cone Sound. I will link it in the description. I do believe it's called Mr. Brown. Is an entitled name. I will link it in the description for sure. And let me go find my favorites. Yeah, there it is. It is Mr. Brown by Cone Sound, a different little type of dubstep. Instead of it being 140 beats per minute, it is 100 flat, and it makes for some chill ass dubstep. I will link in the description. You will love it, trust me. Anyway, so I guess we're wrapping it up now. I left you a dubstep for the day, and this will be uploaded on Friday, I do believe.
Yes, which will be
tomorrow.
Today for everybody who's watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload it as unlisted too.
But yeah, we're gonna try and keep these uploaded one day during the weekend because we both have different schedules and real life stuff. We can't guarantee that it's going to be uploaded the same day every week, but we'll try to make it Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Sure will. So, you can go ahead and exit because I gotta.
All right, Toga Peeps, this has been Tuperius 5. Thank you for watching episode 2 of The Storm Drain.
Hope we didn't bore you too much. And by the way, have a nice fucking day, YouTube.